Right, well, I said I was going to do some testing for like this whole week, but it just never really fit in, but now it does, so welcome back to some Promethean Directive test battles. We have some new designs here, let me just quickly open it up, which are these, but I have this slight suspicion that these are all tanks, like LBT sounds like light battle tank to me. These may be planes, but yeah, Sparrow sounds like a plane name to me. So we can maybe test those, but I don't really have any tanks to test those against, so sadly I can't really test them. And the fort as well, unless it's a flying fort. We also have a new battleship, the BB-13A Terra. So I guess we test the capital units. Throw that against... I mean, it's 570k, so the Steinburg actually beats it in price now, so yeah. Let's just throw those two against one another. Have another look-see at how well this one holds up against high damage output per second. There's that battleship. Take a look at it first. Looking pretty gorgeous, as they usually do. These turret caps look suspiciously German. And I mean, the hull doesn't look German, but the turret caps certainly do. Somewhat. Triple turrets. There's a lot of turrets. These still seem like not German turrets though. It's only the main guns that look German. Yeah, let's see what they fire. Oh. So that's SAP AG. I'm not sure the Steinburg likes to face SAP AG. I don't think it does. In fact, it probably really doesn't. Because those weak turret caps probably die to that very fast. Let's see though, maybe the Steinburg kills faster than it dies. Which is like its whole thing. Killing fast, dying fast as well. It does everything a bit faster. What's this? This is just blocks. There's some seaways falling off already. But overall, this looks like a relatively even fight in terms of health so far. But it's only just started, so hard to tell. The Steinbock is absolutely blazing its guns at a full 900 total RPM. It is currently melting around the stern, which is not very useful. It killed some propellers. It killed at least one. It's now missing. That's a skill issue. And yeah, it is absolutely killing armor as per usual. I can see secondary guns through the entire belt. It stripped the belt armor away. Can you imagine the Steinbock being quite good in combination with some of these ships, because it just removes armor, and then stuff like SAP HE here, that just kills if there's no armor to stop it. But first of all, you gotta kill the armor, of course. It looks like the front turret here is kind of suffering, because the Steinbock's doing as intended and staying right in front of the target, which is quite deadly, really. At this point, this side might not even have armor anymore. There's like, most of it is gone. Straight up just killed the armor. Wonder when it'll start killing the second gun through the first one. If it'll ever do that. Actually, the roll in this case might be so extreme. Oh no. Turrets can still aim down that far. It's not AA mantlets like the Steinbock uses. The roll might still get too extreme though, because yeah, that thing's rolling over entirely. Also, yeah, Steinburg just stripped the entire armor again. Straight up just went past armor. Didn't give a shit and just killed. Let's have a look at the Steinburg actually. Oh, well that's... health below 80% and sinking. Quite a fast kill. Which might actually be down to RNG. Because like targeting does matter and stuff like that. Let's have a look at the Steinburg once the Terra has completely despawned, see what damage it took. Since it is at 92%, so it must have taken at least something. Terra is taking a long time to despawn. The Steinburg's trying to help with the despawning efforts by shooting. Still. Jesus Christ, calm your guns. Let's have a quickly drive along so the smoke clears. There we go. So what damage did the Steinburg take here? Because it must have taken damage. Yeah, there's some holes in the armor belt, which... that is pretty deep, to be honest. There's like one layer of alloy, then the heavy armor, another layer of... not even another layer of alloy, it's just one layer of alloy and heavy armor slopes before that turret, so it almost managed to one-shot pen the turret. So close and yet so far. That's the issue with sap shells generally. This armor holds pretty well. The deck armor held up decently as well, it seems. But what I think was actually kind of the main amount of damage it took, like health-wise, probably was superstructure hits, and yeah, this one right here isn't bad. This is just scratches in the armor. This turret right here got clapped, the secondary turret, which is to be expected. There's no heavy armor around those. This area in general took a ton of damage. This area here is damaged as well. Took out the Sea-Whiz gun, I think. Yeah, Sea-Whiz is somewhere around there, so... oh, no, the Sea-Whiz is over here. My bad. Although that Sea-Whiz is also gone. So it still died. And yeah, the main damage really looks like it is in the superstructure and, as most of the times, in the secondary turrets. This one kind of got penned from the other side. So that's a thing that happened. But the main guns stay alive, and so long as these guns fire, that's lethal. Well, anyways, the Steinburg was like 30k more expensive, so it's not an entirely fair fight. And the Steinburg doesn't look as good, so there's that. Of course. Now, let's have a look. Is the fort actually a flying fort, or is it a building? I'm curious. And let's just, to fight it, I don't know, let's spawn a... yeah, let's go with the Narr. The Narr is fine. See for the first time what this fort looks like. I am very, very curious as well. Okay, so that's the Narr. Where's the fort? It's a building. How very unfortunate that it is. But we'll take a look-see anyways. And then just swap out. So yeah, there's quite big guns here. Hey, look at that. It's some Sabo bodies. Sabo with some solid. We've got some missiles back here. That's something. So decent armament here. Too bad I can't really properly test it. But it looks nice. Quite powerful in terms of the weaponry. I know. What else do we throw against the Narr instead? Perhaps that's the better testing target for the Terra. Since it isn't, you know, melt all armor levels of gun. The Narr still has some decent firepower, but not... It's not a Steinburg, not quite. And I want to see what the Terra's guns can do, so... I'll actually be watching the Narr this time. Which is taking some hits here and there. Nothing huge, but... those are hits. The shells on the Terra also looked like they had a load of fuses, so... it's quite likely they... oh, what gun took damage there? Was it actually one of these main guns? No, right? No way. It was. There's just a gap in the heavy armor, I guess? Around the outside layers? You might want to handle it because any explosive shell that gets here is kind of deadly. Hey, whatever. It's only the front gun, which... that gun will tank for the other guns, right? Unless it goes broadside, of course, which it will eventually do. The Narr is kinda getting beat up, especially when it's bow on like this. I'm not sure if it's going to be any better if it's not bow on. But it's taking a ton of damage bow on. The second turret kind of got clapped. Probably somewhere through the cheek or something. Oh, even better. Cheeky shot detonating in the back. Now that's something. Wait, this turret's just completely fucked. Because of that same exact explosion that just killed this turret, I guess. Oh, damn. Ouch. Bow turret is gone. There is no bow turret anymore. But the Narr does still have a turret left. Which is now coming to bear. And the Narr also has torpedoes. I hope you have more than... oh, they're shallow torpedoes. They aren't deep waters like mine. Which just appear from underneath. Which, good thing the Steinburg doesn't have them anymore. It's already expensive enough as it is. These tops, however, do have quite a good load of explosive power. Is the Narr capable of fighting still? It does not look like it. All guns are disabled, the torpedoes are too. That is an AI death. One last spread of torps approaches. How many of them are going to be intercepted? None. Except for this one. That one was unlucky. But yeah, the Narr is very swiftly handled by the Terra. So that's pretty good, I'd say. And with those shells, I think the Terra has a decent chance of fighting even the Z5, which those kind of killed the other BB from Drifting Moon. But of course, yeah, I should say this is a Drifting Moon BB. It does have some underside armor here. Some. Which confuses me even more because it's like only here and there. It's a lot of 1 meter thick though. So torpedoes from underneath are still a problem, I think. At least the resource and material storages. This gun's elevated, but that's a secondary. Yeah, so torpedoes might still be an issue for this. Let's go check, actually. Throw it against the swarm. Just... What is it? It's 570, right? Let's have one Brokdorf to tank and... throw in one more Z. Yeah, that's pretty close in terms of cost. We'll do that. See if they collide with one another first. I hope I kind of helped the Zs not to do that. The Brokdorf, I'm not sure. It may just accelerate too slow to even run into the... Oh no, it just accelerates as fast as the Z5s do. It does not even care. Given that these ships all want to be closer range, I could spawn them closer to them. Spawn rules were changed after all, so... I guess we could kind of spawn at 3 kilometers instead. If I were to prefer that with Brokdorfs and Zs. The Brokdorf is taking quite a beating here. So the guns on the Terra are definitely capable guns. There is no debating that. Let's see if the Terra... I mean, it does have those missiles to intercept stuff. So let's see if it intercepts, actually. It's trying to intercept those cram shells. I think it intercepted one. The Brokdorf is kind of staggering its shots though, which may be causing trouble in the long run here. Oh, the stagger shell. It's not even intentionally that it does that, it just does it. The ship itself has developed this strategy. Poor Brokdorf is being beaten up. That's 87% already. That's a lot of metal plates. I wonder. Oh, I see that. Oh, that's torpedoes. Here they come. They are in the water. And they are out for blood. So let's see what they do. Here comes another bunch of cram shells. Oh, that did a decent bit. The torpedoes didn't do as much as they could have. I see some main gun parts falling, which come from around here, I guess. Hello. Hole in the guns. Might also come from here. The Brokdorf probably punched that one. Is the Brokdorf currently just face tanking for the Z? That's crazy. Where's the other DD at? Oh, it's back there. It's topping from behind now. Silly little goob. Yeah, the torps are actually... The ship is too low in the water. The torps aren't hitting from below. So that's probably a good thing. Really. Unless it starts sinking, of course. Then it's no longer as good a thing. Does the Brokdorf have any functional guns? Oh, the back turrets are still functional. Hello. Functional and lethal. Goodness gracious. Now the question is, do these destroyers hold enough firepower to win the fight while the Brokdorf is basically disabled? At least the Terra has the decency to not... I was about to say it's decent enough to not shoot a disabled ship, but it kind of is doing that now. So yeah, that's that. Still, the Brokdorf is... It's not going to sink, I don't think, because it never sinks. It always just lives until 50% and then dies. Oh, it's rolling over though. Giving the Terra one nice blow from there though. That's a lot of single blocks. Where are those? Is that your deck? Is your deck single blocks? Also... Oh. That's the underside exposed to all the guns. The Brokdorf could hit that with its cramps. In fact, it's going almost to... Yeah, it almost did. Terra, while it had a good lead in the first few moments, it's kind of falling off now. There's another spread of torpedoes just casually approaching from both sides. Which hits the Terra quite hard. I'm assuming the Brokdorf's going to send a bunch of shells as well soon, again. Oh, there's one. So that front cram also works, and it's kind of screwing with the interceptors quite a bit. Are the back crams still in? Oh, they are. I thought that hit the main turret for a second, but the turret seems to have tanked it. In fact, yeah, it's very, very close to death, but it isn't dead yet. So, that's good. And the Terra kind of rolled back as well. It's no longer showing its underside entirely. Still not in the best of positions though. Brokdorf gets off another 2 shells, which, again, that hits the turret, and this time for a bit more damage. So this one's a much closer fight than the Nordhoff against this thing, or the Steinburg. Why do I keep saying Nordhoff? Is it just force of habit? Yeah, but yeah, it's a much closer fight than the last few fights of the Terra. Oh, that's a turret gone though. This one is completely detached now. Yeah. After how well it looked for the Terra in the first few minutes, I thought it actually could have won it, but looks like the Brokdorf tanking kind of clutched it out for the destroyers, which... I mean, the torpedoes are a menace, if left uncountered. And so are the main guns on these destroyers. They too are damaging. Do they have any main guns anymore? This one has one in turret cap. That one actually has main guns still. So that destroyer is actually chilling. Yeah, the crams are just devastating. They're doing cram things. Mainly blowing off deck armor and destroying everything they touch. Terra is kind of unlucky that it actually cycles around the back of the Brokdorf where it still has cram turrets. Well, cram turret. I should put it in singular because that one's firing blanks. And that one being damaged doesn't do as much damage anymore. But it still does damage. I think that destroyer may be out of torpedo range. I see it torping still, but torps may just run out before even hitting. The Brokdorf is most definitely quite beat up at this point. The turrets are detached. But the ship itself is not dead yet. And there is still one last turret fighting for life. Or death. We don't know. Give it your best shot, turret. Hit him. Not you, the other one. There it goes. And it goes below water. With barely any significant damage. None. Yeah, the underside is kind of carved out though. As long as the crippled Brokdorf keeps drawing the attention, there's really not much stopping this thing from just topping. I mean, it's lost its engine, which... that always happens. It's also lost the torpedo launcher. It still has one though. And it still has all 3 main guns, surprisingly enough. Also, those muzzle brakes are actually there because the recoil of those guns would be too much for the narrow hull. A 30-meter wide ship cannot hold that. The torps are just... they're just waiting at this point. It is so ready to launch those again. Not sure why it isn't already, to be honest, but it's getting very much so ready to go. Main turrets should somewhat soon join the battle again as well from the front. Also, that cram just straight up sniped the one somewhat functional main turret. So, hooray. And yeah, there's the main gun from the front. Torpedoes at this angle they definitely should be launching, but I guess they don't wanna. They don't feel like it. We have kind of reached the point where all ships are kind of crippled, but not dead yet. I'd say the Terra is eventually going to lose this, but we've reached 10 minutes and I'm not gonna sit around for longer than that here. So we can call this a draw, I guess. It's a pretty survival design in those scenarios. Let's see what happens if we... I don't know, double Brokdorf it? That is also not too far off in terms of cost. So 2 Brokdorfs it is. They die very fast to those guns, to be fair, so... I'm kinda betting on the Terra in this one, actually. And yeah, let's just close the spawn distance a bit, because otherwise we'll just have to wait for ages before everything's in somewhat close proximity. I haven't seen a Terra try to run away, so I'm thinking it's trying to get somewhat close as well. It missed its first salvo. That's usually a cram thing to do. Are the crams gonna hit their first salvo? They were at least close. I think they might have actually landed some form of a hit. Those definitely hit. But they only hit the deck, so... duh. That didn't do much. The Brokdorfs are definitely dying to those guns, though. Those guns are scary for me. With narrow hulls, anyways. It's a good question if the Terra can completely kill 2 Brokdorfs before succumbing to the cram fire, but it certainly is getting close to it at this rate. Did these shots not penetrate entirely? I'm not sure. There's another set of crams, which... that looks like penetrations to me. And that killed a turret, straight up. That just gave 0 fucks and detonated the turret from behind. Is this what you call fuck them in the ass? Yeah, well, I'll see myself out. But yeah, the Brokdorfs kind of splitting up like that is part of the reason why I like having multiple ships do something like this. Because it's just so strong to have flanks where the enemy is not very much so looking or armored. Even turret enemies like this. This is a broadsider, but still. I mean, a lot of turrets tend to have heavy armor or some sort of armor shield on the front, so turret caps die from behind very fast too. Oh look, it's the firework shell dispensers again. Oh, yeah. those things. Yeah, double Brokdorf actually seems to, despite the Brokdorfs dying so fast to these guns, take the lead here. Just because cram things, I guess. Cram actually taking the W here. Yeah, that deck armor being like entirely single blocks confuses me, and probably confuses some of my ships too. The Steinburg would have gone nuts on the deck armor if it wasn't set to only target below water enemy blocks. But yeah, if that deck was below water, Steinburg would have gone nuts on that. And would have never even hit any vital parts. Well, now you have the biggest of all issues. You're kind of sandwiched. Wait. Wait. Let's just... This is a funny situation. I gotta find some form of angle where I can capture the situation better. Because this is thumbnail worthy. There we go. Gotta have some form of playing room to remove the upper part of the screen because, well, I don't want that part in for the video screen or thumbnail. There we go, got the screenshot. Keep playing. And there's just cram. Just cram. Oh yeah, did I mention that the Brokdorfs have those sandblasters on each side? They have 2 per side. 2 per side? I think they have 6 per side even. Usually. Yeah, they have 6 per side and they do damage if they get very close. Do you still have side guns? No, you don't. You don't have your secondaries. You do just have cram, and cram hits hard. There's one intact main gun right now, which... We'll see how long that is. There goes the confetti shell. Fireworks again. Oh, that's the AI snipe. Brokdorf has done it again. It has once more sniped an AI. There go more shells into the skies. And yeah, Brokdorf, double Brokdorf does win that. Impressively enough. I really didn't think they would. They are not good ships, normally. Really aren't. Still, looked cool. Was cool. Liked it. Should we also test against something like the Prinzessin? Maybe. I mean, so far, the Terra has won against Gear's ship, out of all. And... will they kiss? Now we gotta play on. Yes! They did it. Well, I guess we'll throw the Terra against a bunch of Gear's ships. Or actually, we have a new Turmfalke. So, let's have a look at 2 of those. Plus 2 Prinzessins. That is very much overcost. But this is quite a lot undercost, so maybe let's do, instead of a Prinzessin, just another Turmfalke. Yeah, let's do that. So there's 1 Prinzessin and 3 Turmfalke class DDs, which the Turmfalkes should still be torpedo destroyers mainly. They're kind of like a Z5, but not. And this is just Yeah, it's a Steinburg Mini. That's what I'll call it. These are longer range Z5s, really. And I mean, compared to that test with a Brokdorf and 2 Z5s I had, this is going to be quite unfair. Mostly because there's nothing to actually tank for these narrow ships. Like, yeah, the Brokdorf's narrow as hell too. But it's at least 21 meters and not 13. So, okay, so there go the torpedoes. A lot of torpedoes, actually. This back torpedo launcher is not going to go, I guess. Are these deeper in the water? They are at least somewhat in the water, but not as deep as Z-torps. The large torpedoes from the Prinzessin ran out, sadly. Oh, the interceptors in the water. That's interesting, actually. And here comes Carnage. Absolute torpedo hell. Which, I mean, it stripped the outer layer of armor off. On, like, most of the ship, actually. That's not bad. There's still more coming. Actually, the DDs are right up here. Hello, Prinzessin. The Prinzessin is tanking for the Turmfalkes, which... based. Although it is absolutely getting torn to shreds doing so. Here come more torpedoes, which detonate. I guess that one didn't even do much. I guess it just got intercepted. Oh, the Turmfalkes are being targeted because the Prinzessin is gone. It is no longer with us. Intercept the firework. There's another wall of skill approaching. Fear the torpedoes, for they can hit. There's more torpedoes from the other side as well. Here comes the paint train. The torpedoes just have to hit the same-ish area for multiple times. That's engine damage. Which... I don't think the engine damage matters that much because most props are gone. Intercepted. Unfortunate. Oh, one Turmfalke is already completely dead. So these guns kill Turmfalkes very fast. Good to know. Although it is bad news, it is good to know. Well, bad news for the Turmfalkes anyways. Can't be picking teams here. Here comes another spread. The Seawiz missiles are actually doing a decent job at sniping torpedoes at close range. At least a somewhat decent job. And yeah, those guns are killing it against the Turmfalkes. The Turmfalke torpedoes, they're working. They're working a bit. Is that Turmfalke still alive? It is still alive. That one back there may not be alive for much longer. It had all turrets turned back, so I thought it was AI dead already, but it apparently isn't yet. Yeah, the armor is probably going to hold. Probably, at least. This gun battery in the back, I find that quite funny. This is just Straight up, fuck you, puts more gun. And I love that. Yeah, Turmfalkes aren't going to be winning this, I don't think. Like, he's finished, more or less. And that one back there hasn't been doing anything in a long time. But hey, they lived for quite a while, the last two at least. So let's give this a bit more of a favorable constellation. Give the Prinzessin, I don't know, a Königin. Königin's pretty much in the cost range you'd need. Put a Turmfalke with that. And yeah, we're pretty much equal cost. The Königin's a quite powerful ship in terms of firepower. We've seen that last time. So perhaps it'll kind of clutch it out this time as well. And I know I'm spawning it all close together again, but really, do we want to go far? Going far away is just boring at the end of the day. I'm surprised that the Terra is targeting the Prinzessin here. It's not necessarily bad for the ships in general, because the Königin is probably what's got the most gunpowder here. But it isn't great. Also, your plane is in the water. Why is that? Yeah, the Königin is... I mean, it's about to do a silly little thing. A very harmful silly little thing. Yeah... It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yet. It's getting worse. Well, look at that, it actually started reversing. How nice. Bit late though. But anyways, torpedoes out from the Turmfalke. The Terra is at 95, which I assume has to do with the Königin being what it is. And the torpedoes hitting, doing not the most damage ever, to be fair. But they're doing something. That's Königin torps, right? Yeah. Königin's torps hit. But really, the main guns of the Königin are what I'm going to assume are going to kill here. Like, they're stripping the deck armor. Quite a ways down, actually. Oh no, now they're killing Seawiss or interceptor turrets. Which this side has none left anymore. Get real. And there comes some torpedoes, which... Oh, that one just bounced up. That was a silly situation. There come more torpedoes. Oh, the Königin is being targeted by the main guns though, because the Prinzessin is dead. Why is the Prinzessin always the thing that dies first? Why is it being targeted so much? Like, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Somewhat. Kinda. It's just easy to defeat and very powerful if you don't. Though to be fair, the Königin isn't holding up so well. It's kind of getting bodied right now. Which may be because the Raya isn't causing any distraction. The Königin has had its time to farm, but hasn't made enough of it. So it dies, probably. It probably isn't cooked. We've got Turmfalke back here, which isn't even sure if it should torpedo. There you go, it's sending out some. Now, this is suspiciously looking like a friendly fire incident, but it isn't. But this is going to be one. Imposter among us. Huh. Can the Turmfalkes torpedoes do devastating damage that just happens to win the game now? No, doesn't look like it. Which is to be expected. Torpedoes don't usually do that. That one just got sniped. And yeah, the Königin is cooked. Definitely. The Turmfalke is not gonna live for long on its own. The Raya is... I mean, it went into the water, so it's not gonna win. It's actually being targeted right now. Because the Turmfalke probably lost its AI or something, so the Raya is the only valid target left. It is still launching its missiles though. Well, but I'm not gonna wait for some lucky miracle hit. Instead, we proceed. I don't know with what formation. Do we do Königin plus Brokdorf? This is a decent fleet combo, I guess. And the Raya actually works this time. Hooray! The Brokdorf takes the fire for the time being. So that means the Königin has to be lethal now. It has to kill. Because else... Wallahi, this is... Oh my god, oh my god. The Brokdorf sniped this turret first shot that hit. Like the first shot from the back turrets, turret cap, gone. Truly, the potential of Cram. Highest of highs and lowest of lows. Here comes another set of shells, which... those just basically did nothing. Cram. Torpedoes... they hit. They don't do much though. That Cram, I think, cooked a secondary turret or some metal plates or something. Nothing crazy though. And yeah, the Königin is just farming deck armor, I guess. From the looks of things. Here comes another set of Crams, which... ouch! That killed some things. Mainly deck armor, of course. At this point I think it might be better if the Königin was targeted first, because the Brokdorf is kind of achieving the hits. That must have been somewhat close. That may have actually just been unlucky fusing from the main shells. And nothing but that. Whatever. Luck is a factor in this, after all. There's always more shells to come. And that right there was deck armor. Well, the Königin almost got hit by the front turret here for a moment, because the angle changed a bit. And actually the Brokdorf seems to be coming too close for comfort for the Terra. And the Terra is too close for comfort to the Königin, which is trying to get the fuck out of there. Brokdorf currently struggling to land good hits. It's down to 4 turrets. And I mean, that hits. It's mostly deck armor again. Torpedoes hitting from the Königin. And another set of 2 shells. They did kill that, I guess. Or was that the Königin that did that? Those shots just straight up missed. Did they? Or did one of them obliterate this AA gun? I'm not sure. I'll have to re-watch on the video. Which I am not gonna comment over after all. So you all will have to see for yourself. That one was almost good. That trap. I am not entirely sure what the Königin has so far achieved in terms of damage. The Brokdorf is looking not good. Although it did just clip that main gun for some damage. Still, the Brokdorf is not looking very healthy. Much less healthy than the Terra itself. Hitting some more deck armor. And I guess some part of that Seawiz gun. Somehow. Here's another shell. Inbound. It just fucking clips some secondary target. Misses. Cram. It was looking so good though. So, why is the back turret silent? Oh, never mind. There it goes. Ooh. That looked more devastating for a second, but wasn't. In the end. Oh. I think the Brokdorf is out of functional guns. So now it's just a tank where the Königin has to kill. That's bad news for the Königin. Really is. Because so far it's only shooting unimportant stuff. The single block deck really is throwing off the aim of cluster target ships like the Königin, which looks like the Königin is not aiming below water like the Steinburg was. That was kind of the benefit on the Steinburg. It just doesn't care about the deck. Well, how long have we been at this? We are at actually almost an hour, so this is going to be the last battle for sure. Wish I could speed it up to kind of hurry through this a bit more. But I can't, so there goes that. Hope. We just gotta wait now. Just gotta wait. Okay, so that's a decent place to be hitting. Dear Königin, keep going. Oh, never mind, it doesn't. That's also a decent place to be hitting though. Keep going. I shouldn't even say anything anymore. It just stops. It doesn't even care. Brokdorf barely still alive. It lost its superstructure. So it's probably going to be dead in a few seconds. It in fact is dead now. Königin, you better do some damage, because else you too may be cooked. Yeah, the Königin needs to... Oh, it just clutched up and killed this back turret entirely. So there's only one gun barrel left to kill. Go Königin. You can do it. Believe. Oh no, it's falling for the deck again. Took the bait, so to say. And there's the Brokdorf gone. Damn. It's kinda silly, really. Now the Königin may be in trouble. It may not be. We don't know that. But it's gotta hit the right spots now. And I mean, it's down the turret already. I'm assuming it actually gets its turrets taken out by like one hit. In the right spot, of course. And I mean, one hit is not that hard to achieve with one shell. If it was like 2 or 3 hits, I'd say yeah, could be an issue, but one is pretty easy to do. Oh, look at that, the Raya is causing distraction now. It's being a nuisance. Which apparently is enough to distract the Terra. And that in and of itself is bad news. Also, this turret cap is gone. I just noticed now. Can you please explain to me, Gear, how this plane being so evasive is like mid-meta? Whatever. If it works, it ain't stupid. And we love winning after all, right? You gotta win some fights. Do whatever is necessary to do so. Okay, so what are the guns targeting right now? They're just eating out the stern. Huh. Pause. Yeah, the Königin is still chilling, kind of. It's taking some hits from its own little plane, sure. But the Terra itself is... Oh, yeah, there it goes again. Straight back to bullying. I don't even know why it's bullying the... Probably got too close to Königin. So that's probably why, but... Who knows? Look at that. I would laugh so hard if one of those ejector shells just hit the Raya. That would be hilarious as fucking hell. I'd love that. It looks like there's a turret cap missing on the Königin again. The very front one. The A turret is gone. And it looks like this one's going to eventually turn into a draw because only like 20 seconds left till 10 minutes. And neither ship is going to die in that time span, I don't think. It would be very unlucky if any of those two died. Which, yeah, at this point it's pretty much guaranteed that it doesn't happen because none of them started despawning yet. And there we go. So, another draw. Decent fight, I'd say. And decent fights in general. I will be leaving it at that for today. So, goodbye, I guess.